Période de questions, Senator Platt.
Thank you, Speaker. My question again is for the Leader of the Government in the Senate. Leader, I was troubled by your answers to questions posed by our colleague Senator Batters yesterday. I want to make some things perfectly clear. First, I agreed to the hybrid settings of the Senate during this ongoing pandemic, and I still do. Second, Senator Batters does not need me or anyone else to explain her questions on her behalf. She is extremely capable of raising issues which concern her. And it is your job as government leader to obtain answers for all honourable senators, whether you like the question or not. Leader, we were presented with a $400,000 budget for hybrid sittings. Since we're only a few days away from this motion coming to an end, Leader, I think you should be able to, and I'm asking you to provide this chamber with an update on the costs, a clear update on the cost, as you have been asked to do so twice now by Senator Batters and once by me. This is not irresponsible or a strange request, as you said on Tuesday. It's a fiscal matter and a legitimate one.
Senator Gold.
Well, thank you, Senator. I reread the blues, and so wanted to repeat to this senator what I said in response to Senator Batters' legitimate question, that these are indeed legitimate questions, and as the record will show, I undertook to endeavor to get the answers. I'm also very glad, Senator Platt, that you've repeated your support for hybrid sittings during the ongoing pandemic, because, alas, we're still in the thick of it. So I'll simply repeat that I believe that hybrid sittings are a necessary institution to allow us to do our work on behalf of Canadians and to protect staff, administration, senators, family, and friends from the risk that we might inadvertently pose. That said, I will endeavor to get you the answer as quickly as I can.
Senator Platt.
Senator Gold, we are going to be expected to vote on a motion in the near future on extending these hybrid settings. As we know, it expires on the 18th of this month. Leader, whether it's a $400,000 budget or hundreds of billions of dollars this government has spent in recent months, we are asking about the expenditure of taxpayers' dollars, period. And their government should be able to provide taxpayers with accountability for every dollar spent. It's clear that bean counting, as you suggested, is of no interest whatsoever to your government. You stopped providing bi-weekly reports on emergency spending months ago, and you haven't presented a budget in 21 months. Asking questions in Parliament is one of the only ways we have to try to get accountability for taxpayers, as Conservatives like to do. It's part of our job and part of your job, Leader. Or are you trying to put an end to this as well?
Senator Gold.
I can only repeat, because clearly my attempts at being clear, direct, and transparent are not being successful. It's a legitimate question, and I will endeavor to get the answer. But the assumptions in your question, honourable colleague, are simply incorrect. This government is committed to helping Canadians. The billions of dollars to which you referred to are billions of dollars that are helping Canadians and Canada weather this unprecedented storm. And when we do emerge from this horrible crisis, thanks to the efforts of all Canadians to obey and follow the rules that are recommended to them by public health authorities, and thanks to the ability, we hope, as soon as possible, for more and more Canadians to benefit from the vaccines that were procured by this government, At such time as the economy returns to the healthy state that it was in when we entered this crisis, all Canadians should be grateful to this chamber, to the Parliament of Canada, and to the government for the initiatives that it took to do us well through these challenging times.
Senator Martin.
My question for the government leader concerns letters self-employed Canadians have recently received from the Canada Revenue Agency, which tell them to repay their entire CERB payment by the end of the month, which is just a few weeks away. It seems the government has retroactively decided the CERB qualification of $5,000 income in 2019 was in fact $5,000 net income. When former Minister Morneau was here in March and April, he referred many times to the $5,000 requirement, but never once said it was $5,000 net. And although the CERB has ended, the application website is still online. If you look, Leader, you'll see that it does not contain the word net. So, Leader, all these months later, why did the government change the criteria for the CERB? Entrepreneurs should not face hardship at this critical time because of an arbitrary decision of your government. Will CRA be instructed to stop sending these letters to self-employed Canadians?
Senator Gold.
Well, thank you for your question. It is not my understanding that there's been a change in the terms. What I do understand is that the government is continuing to try to deal with the payments and the consequences of the rapidity with which the payments went out in a fiscally responsible, though compassionate and sensitive manner. As ministers who appeared before this chamber through the process this summer, in explaining the speed with which they and their officials put together the programs in essentially emergency circumstances, that inevitably there would be gaps, inevitably there would be problems, and that they would be addressed as they came to light. My understanding is that the letters do not require immediate repayment. They are simply there to inform individuals that there may be repayment or issues down the road. I will certainly make inquiries if you can be more specific outside this outside the chamber if you'd like, and I will certainly look into the matters that you raised. But that's my understanding of the situation.
Thank you.